for being here today. My name is Eli Schillinger, and I had the honor of being a mentor for the Three Amigos team, along with my co-mentor, Sadaf. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here today, but she was definitely a really integral part of the team. And it's been a great experience so far. And so, with that said, Chris, Kayla, and Liz, come on up here.
My name is Kayla Mitchell.
And I'm Christian Espinosa.
And this is for the SPY member, our pitch ideas. For our organizational chart, what I usually did was I innovated a lot of ideas and I distributed the pitch ideas to Venice residents where we interviewed them asking for feedback. And I also formulated creative concepts that are in the process of breaking stereotypes, which is really what our goal is. SPY member is really important to me because I really want to help out the youth and actually do charity work. And breaking stereotypes can really solve that issue, especially using different strategies.
For me, I innovated ideas as well, communicated ideas with the outside community while in Venice when we were walking around. I researched a variety of ideas and assessed and explored pricing and budgeting.
What I did was I innovated ideas as well, and I also designed a lot of the the ideas that we had. For instance, like the park idea that we had, I designed where everything would go and where the setup would be, and I also communicated with outside residents at Venice.
The problem statements is that we aim to bring the community and SPY members closer together in a way that breaks stereotypes of both parties and makes bonds that benefit SPY members in the long run. At Venice, or especially in other different communities, sometimes there is a stereotype of homeless youth being being dangerous. But with this kind of SPY member in the pitch, this would break stereotypes and bring a closer bond that can unify the community.
Our ideation is we began by identifying the problems, challenges that were apparent, brainstormed ways to solve these issues and obstacles, and came up with solutions.
So we had many solutions. Our solutions ranged from really dramatic solutions to really small solutions. When we first began this process, we had the idea of making a documentary and then having this huge fair. But then as soon as we start analyzing the solutions, they start getting more viable and more realistic. So for our solution, our solution is an event aimed at engaging the surrounding community with SPY members in ways that is both meaningful and is breaking stereotypes / barriers between the people. So what we wanted to do is make a communication between both SPY members and the community because we seen that was a constant issue. We felt as if the community members had stereotypes about SPY members and that SPY members also had stereotypes about the community members. So we wanted to make sure that we break the barrier between the two. And by doing this, we wanted to have an arts and crafts day. So we wanted to make it so that SPY members would teach children, and then also the SPY members would also talk to parents as well.
The finances, this would make sure to be economically feasible. We would try to set up with different organizations and actually do research, such as Michael's and Joanne's, Fabrics, and all those places that have the art supplies and even other schools, because we want a lot of people to donate a lot of art supplies that can help for this Arts and Crafts Day. And even if it didn't work, we are able to. This is economically feasible enough for us to do it.
Quick note, finances was a big portion of changing our idea from a big fair to an arts and craft, because as we thought of it, the budget would not support a fair, and it's very hard to do it in a limited amount of money.
So for our pain points, it was really, these are all the pain points that we had, but I'm going to highlight a few of them. So promoting the event, that would be a huge pain point, being that we don't want to invade people's personal space and go into the communities in Venice and actually knock on people's doors oh, would you guys want to attend the event? But we thought of something even better, and it might bring more people people into the event by like doing it via social media, and also getting more schools, churches, even like different organizations involved, and then I'll promote the event more often. And then also finding sponsorships were pretty hard for us because a lot of people, when they do sponsorships, they want something in return, and it was hard for us to find like different sponsors that didn't ask anything from us but just wanted to help because it was out of their, like, the kindness of their heart. So we just had to like keep searching and then finding those type of people. And also parent involvement, because a lot of parents, they complain that they probably don't feel comfortable leaving their children with a SPY member alone. So that also ties into like why this whole project is just like breaking like stereotypes. So we wanted to make sure that we can make the parents feel comfortable enough to let their children be along with SPY members.
Reflection is that we learned how to pitch our ideas to different groups of people and grow from their feedback. Like a lot of the times we had feedback from certain people and it went against our ideas, but we thought, well, it could benefit in the long run. And we took into account the different challenges or setbacks, like the financial part.
And also like stepping out of our comfort zone, because even going inside into the like Venice communities and being turned away by many people, we've learned that like you just need to take chances and take risks and step out of your comfort zone sometimes, because even though some people did turn us away, many more people did ask to help us, and they actually like stepped into what we had to do. And we also learned like to communicate better with each other, because I feel like during this process we really like made a better connection with each other because we all go to school together. So we've grown more closer to each other.
Thank you.
We have time for 3 questions.
First of all, great job. I love how you guys did a lot of the takeaway and the feedback, which is awesome, because in my mind it's like I always win and I never lose, but I learn. So this is a great way to kind of show that process. So excellent job. I had a question for the SPY resources. I know you guys mentioned that you noticed that you wanted to break stereotypes. So from this project, what would you guys use from SPY that they have currently that maybe they aren't necessarily leveraging completely? And then what would you contribute on top of that? Or did you guys think about that? Or just curious to see what your thoughts are there.
SPY members, when we looked at all the digital interviews that happen, a lot of SPY members are very art and oriented, and that's showing that teaching having the SPY members teach art to little kids and talking to the parents and showing their stories more, which having their stories shown that hasn't been to actually evoke it more and put it more into the light will help them use the assets that SPY already has and even add more light upon it, more like marketing, and really show them out to the world.
Got it. Thank you. Cindy.
So I like that you guys have the idea of talking to community businesses to get materials designed. And you also mentioned that they kind of wanted something in return. What was it that they wanted in return? And is there a way you could maybe not obviously compromise the project that you want to do, but find ways that it's also beneficial to them to make it easier for them to be able to donate to you?
Well, a lot of businesses, they want like promotion in return. Well, of course we're going to like promote their business, but we don't make it as if like the whole idea is solely based on their business. And we wanted to make sure it was more like humanized instead of like all about money and finances and promote me, but more like community orientated.
You guys talked a little bit about the thought process in terms of taking your idea from something really big like a fair and kind of drilling it down to something a little bit more focused. I think it was awesome. I'd really just love to understand your guys' experiences with that. Was there like some frustration there, or were there some other ideas that maybe were on the table and then you guys made a decision based on what was available to you? I'd just love to learn a little bit more.
From our big idea of a fair, it was kind of frustrating when we heard the budget and the finances of the estimated budget, which is $1,000, I believe. When we heard that, we just took it off the table because we knew that a fair was not going to be feasible from that amount. But when then we just started narrowing down the stuff because there's some stuff from the fair that we could use that it was like we thought about art show and everything in the fair, so we just like narrowed it down to that, and we thought about more ways that we could use less money is to get outside resources from people that could help narrow down the money and help it more, make it more better.
Like we still use some aspects of the fair in our new solution. Like we talked about how we wanted like it was a talent show that's also included in the solution, which would be like an aspect of the fair. And then also like in the fair we also wanted to have SPY members teach children about art. So we took like big components of the fair and put it into our last solution.
Cool, awesome, thank you guys, great job.